And the topic is, why do we care what others think? And the reason we're talking about this is because it affects our weight. It affects so much of our life is the opinions of others. Because how many times have we looked for approval at our own expense? I don't really want to do X, Y, and Z. I want to exercise, but if I don't babysit the grandkids, then my daughter will think I'm a terrible grandmother, and she'll ask her mother-in-law to do it, and then the mother-in-law will say, I knew I was the favorite mother-in-law, and then you psych yourself right into the approval of others instead of doing what you want. What is right for you? And so many of us are so unselfish in our selfishness. Think about that statement for a moment. We're so worried about what everyone else thinks, and yet we diminish our own needs and desires because we're so captivated by what the approval is, and we hurt ourselves. There's nothing wrong with saying, no, thank you, I do have other plans, or Thursday night's my night for pray it off. I'm sorry, but any other night, but that night's no good. There's two kinds of decision makers in this world. There's the people who go, I'm going to get a new job, and they start looking in the want ads, and they start sending out resumes, and then that's the internal decision maker. And then there's the external decision maker. Hey, Mom, what do you think I should do? Hey, best friend, what do I do? They get all this feedback, and so often it's so conflicting, they don't really know what it is they want to do, and they're so, I think I told this story before, but I have a really interesting personality. I'm very outgoing, but I feed on the opinions of others. If I don't get positive reinforcement, I have had a very difficult time my whole life giving it to myself. And I was Bloody Mary in South Pacific in college, and I really did a pretty good job. Most people live on a lonely island. I could do the whole song for you, but I was Bloody Mary. And people would come up to me afterwards and they said, oh my gosh, I saw it on Broadway and you did better than the person on Broadway. And then I thought, I really did a good job. But I should have been able to say I did a good job before anyone told me anything. How many of us live our lives waiting to get that positive reinforcement? Then when we don't get it, then we get dramatic. I work so hard, I try so hard, no one appreciates me. God appreciates you. You got to appreciate yourself. Love other people as you love yourself. Do we need to get our validation from other people? Even this group, there's people who have things to say about it. Hey, haven't you been in this group for 2 years? How come you're not losing any weight? Why do we care what they think? Why? Why do we stew about it? Why do we go home at night and go, can you believe they said that to me? And then it goes drama. A lot of the drama comes from worrying about our opinions of what other people think about us. Then we end up eating, and then we end up feeling worse about ourselves, and it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. So how do we not take things personally? Now, I work at a new job, and it's interesting because I'm old. And they all think I'm really old. You know, and they say things like, well, you know, they're your age, meaning ancient. And, you know, I'm not used to that. I'm not used to being the old lady. And I think I've told, you know, when you do this for 2.5 years, you probably tell all the stories more than once. But my mother said, she's in Price Chopper, you know, where they have gas money. Remember Price Chopper? So good. And so this is when she knew she was old, and she's checking out. And so the checkout lady says, checkout young girl says to this kid, hey, can you help this old lady out with her groceries? And my mother's looking around like, is she talking about me? So that's when she knew she was old, you know? So I go to work every day, you know, and then I started thinking, well, geez, maybe I am old. I am kind of old. And then I thought, you know what? I don't feel old. My mother was 38 years old when I graduated from high school. I thought she was ancient. And she said to me one day, she says, you know, Ellen, I really don't feel old. And I'm thinking, oh yeah, but you are, baby. You are old. And then I turn around and have a baby at 41, you know. And in case anyone didn't see, this is that baby right there. The point I'm trying to make is, I started thinking about it and I started stewing about it. Why do they think I'm old? I'm reinventing myself and I'm at this job and I'm blah, blah. And then I thought, I don't care. I don't care. I mean, these 23-year-olds think I'm old, so what? It's better than being dead. I'm not dead. You know, I got friends who'll never be 56. They'd give anything to be 56, and they're not. And I am. And this wrinkle, I earned it, and this double chin, I earned it. So, why do we care? Here's another one. When people act like you're stupid. Oh, I have a real big problem with this one. Real big problem. I grew up and my older sister was mentally handicapped, so our nickname was the McCauley retards. I hear that word to this day. I go like this. You could say the F word 20,000 times, I won't bat an eyelash. But you say the retard, I go, ho, 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 ho. I've been known to go up to complete strangers. Hi, could you not use that word, please? Thank you so much. Yeah. I feel so much of my life I was trying to prove I wasn't a retard. I wanted to be the head of my class. I wanted to get scholarships to college. And it was like there's a little part of me going, see, I'm not stupid, I'm not stupid. And then when somebody does something and I think they're thinking of me as stupid, I'm thinking, who do you think you're talking to? Who are you dealing with here? And then you start getting your back. And then I think, you know what? Who cares? The new Ellen, the new improved Pray It Off Ellen, wants to say, who really cares? And you know, when I say it, I feel good and I say, Jesus, do you hear this? Help me out here, because I want to say something. And then it'll go into drama, and then it'll go into me wanting chips, and then give me a beer. What it is we have to learn to say, who cares? And I love this. Taking things personally is the ultimate act of selfishness. Because when you take things personally, you assume that everything's about you. Everything isn't about you. If someone comes into the office and they go, hey, how you doing? They're not mad at you. Maybe they had a fight with their wife. Maybe there's drama in their house. It's not always about you. It's not always about you. And I say that because I need to believe it. And here's another thing. When you allow the opinions of others to be more important than your opinion of yourself, you lose your self-respect. I've had people try the group for 1 week and then they'd say to me on the phone, I don't know, I'm not coming back. That group is stupid. That group is not what I want. That's not going to help me lose weight. And then, like in the first couple months of Pray It Off, I'd lay on the bed and go, I'm trying so hard to have a good group. And they said it was stupid and they're not coming back. And then I'd say to Bob, I'm just going to quit. I'm not going to do it anymore. And then he'd go, Ellen, there's other people who really like the group. Don't worry. And now I have this new attitude. It's not for everyone. It's for us 80 people. And people will be climbing, pounding on the door to get in. And we'll let them, because we're kind and loving. But here's the situation. I can't let everyone affect. I think it's a good group. I think what we do here is important. That's good. I used to go home every week and say to Bob, how was the meeting? How'd I do? Now I go, you know what? I think that was a good meeting. I can give myself validation. That's new. That is so new. Give it to yourself. Also, you're not in control of what others say or do, but you're 100% in control of how you respond to it. You don't always have to win. Sometimes it's better to walk away. You don't always have to win. You don't always have to go, well, what did you say that for? Because what I think is X, Y, and Z. Sometimes you go, really? Okay. Walk away. Oh, there's freedom in walking away. Oh, there's power in walking away. And then they're going to go, what? Huh? No fight? No words? Because they have a program of what you're going to do and what you're going to say and how you're going to. Sometimes they bait you. I bet you if I say this, my mother will say that. And then when you don't say that, they're like, then they go, don't you care about me? You didn't say this and you always say that. Then you don't go into that point. You just say, you know what? Let's talk about that another day. If you only rely on everyone else to say you're fabulous, you'll be looking for people to say you're fabulous your whole life.